Why does healing from narcissistic abuse hurt the way that it does? You are tested in ways that you weren't even aware there was a test for, right? You are going through a level of mindfuckery that is completely foreign to you. And you don't even realize that you're being manipulated because by definition, this creature that's in your life, whatever role they're in, it's some role of trust and of confidence. You have preconceived notions on what the dynamic of that relationship should be, right? So if you have a narcissist friend or bestie or whatever, you already have a concept of what friendship is. You have a definition of that: loyalty, trust, truth, openness, whatever your definition is. Same goes for whoever the narcissist might be in your life: a boss, a colleague, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, child, whatever. You already have a script of a description of what the rules of engagement are for that relationship. And that script is something that you crafted with the other person. So like you and the other person, decided together that these are the rules of engagement, right? And through manipulation, through the tactics of, the projection, gaslighting, your world gets contorted because you're believing that the person, the creature, is communicating with you under the guise of trust, right? You believe that you're playing the same game, that you're both equally invested, that you genuinely care for one another. So when they are telling you that you didn't hear what you thought you heard, or they didn't say what you are recalling that they said, or they didn't do what your eyes saw, you're believing that their interaction with you is a trustful one, that they have your best interest at heart, that they genuinely care about you, and in the case of intimacy, that they love you. So you believe all of this, and then at some point when you get to the realization that you're being hustled, you are trying to wrap your mind around how this could even be possible. And each example, each validating scenario of that relationship, each interaction you put through that microscope of understanding, well, was that gaslighting or this new gaslighting thing I'm hearing about, which I've said before was the first thing for me that led me to understanding narcissistic abuse and all of that. Am I experiencing this gaslighting or is it me? And each scenario that you put through the grinder, it becomes clearer and clearer to you that if indeed you were being gaslit, that means they were lying about this. And the more you put scenarios through the test, the more it leads you to that person is a lie. It's not just what they said or what they did in that moment. That person, who they are, what they represented in your life is a lie. It's too much to bear. And, when I was first going through this, I was in complete denial about it. Like, I have some recordings on it, which I haven't shared. Maybe in the future I will. But it was so, I was completely rejected it. And I refused to believe that this narcissistic thing I was learning about had anything to do with me because there's no way that my spouse was this thing. The thing was so horrendous. The problem I was having is that every time and in the beginning, I would try to avoid even really listening too closely to whomever it was that was educating me on whatever subject, right? I've had many teachers along the way. And I just I just did not want to believe it because I did not want to give up on my life, my family. The idea of seeing this person who I adored so much being this thing was inconceivable to me, in the very, very early days. And that's where the pain really starts to seep into your veins when you cannot deny it. Like, people have to understand, the people who are so quick to call their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, oh, he's a narcissist, she's a narcissist, bullshit. Those who know. As you learn what a narcissistic psychopath is, you want to believe with all of your soul that whatever is being described has nothing to do with you. Okay? It is not a badge of honor. It is not something that somebody wants. Nobody wants to dub the person that they are close to interacting with as a narcissist. Anybody who's quick to throw that label does not know what this is. They do not understand. They do not get the gravity of what a narcissistic psychopath is, right? And when you really understand what it is, then you have to go deeper. It's not even a choice, right? When we talk about dark night of the soul and all of these things, these are not things you wanted. Okay, these are not celebratory labels. That's why it's so offensive when people throw these terms around, because it's like, we can see through it. Those who know actually know, and we can tell when you're full of shit. You're just trying to get clicks and views. Okay, it doesn't go like that. Because once you determine the person is a creep from hell, literally, then you have to turn the scope on yourself, right? Then you got to go, why did this happen? How could because you go into a lot of self-blame. It's more than self-accountability. You're like, hey, how did I attract this? Why did I attract this? What is wrong with me? You go through all of this. And then you discover, this is my favorite part. Then you discover, well, shit, this was the catalyst narcissist. But there were so many other narcissists throughout my life. Like, you realize that it wasn't just this one person that brought you to your knees. It's a bunch. In most cases, there were, like, this started off a very long time ago, because it's a spirit, right? You're talking about a spirit that's trying to chase you down through other people, or through what looks like people. That's what's happening. Okay? So like the hurt that you feel is a crippling out of body experience, because you are coming to terms with knowing what good and evil is. Now, I don't know if this was just for me, but I'm convinced, just like narcissistic psychopaths are the same or similar, I believe highly empathic people are also similar. Because when I read comments or have conversations with highly empathic people, it's like fluid. It's like talking to myself. Even though they may come in a different package, might be, have a different look, be a different gender, from a different part of the world, whatever. They don't have to say much for me to get it. I don't have to say much for them to get it, whatever it is I'm saying. And so I'm convinced that most, if not all, highly empathic people were questioning good and evil since childhood, trying to understand it, because that's how it was for me. So I believe it's, and I haven't really talked to anyone about this specific topic, but that's what I suspect. You know, if that's you, or if you disagree, I'd love for you to throw something in the comments, because I'm curious if there are others. And I've talked to a lot of people, but this particular nugget we haven't touched on. You know, I believe that there was something in childhood, or at least again, this is how it was for me, that could not wrap my brain around evil. I didn't understand it, and I really wanted to, because I couldn't understand how can people do, you know, atrocities, and how people can just do the things they do to other humans without any care or feeling. And so life put me on a quest to understand it. And now I understand it. I understand it in a way that it's like you ask God for something and he gives it to you like multifold. Like you push for something, he comes at you with what you want, and then some, you know? But the beautiful thing is, while, you know, the Lord will teach you what you want to know. You want to learn about evil, you'll end up with a narcissist. So you'll understand narcissism in its depths and core and crevices. He will also do that for good things. You see, as you're healing and the pain is breaking away and falling further away from you, there's a growth that happens that you have to experience it. It really is. It is something that must be experienced. It's not something that can really be explained, right? And those who are going through it, or you know, continuing, because I believe it's a lifelong. I was just talking to someone about this. I believe it's a lifelong evolutionary program that we load into us when you begin to emerge from understanding narcissistic abuse, right? You will begin to attract the things in your life, not only the things that you've always wanted, but like more than that. Things that you didn't even realize mattered to you will come about. Like it becomes a real intimacy, you know, especially when you tighten your relationship with the Most High God. It's like you're truly in an intimate relationship, right? Where things are being taught to you, shown to you, people are being brought to you, and love finds you in the most magical ways. Simple, humble, but still magical. So just know, if you're on this journey, if you're just starting out, coming to the realization that you're with an NPD, or you've recently parted from one, just be encouraged, and just please know that do your best. Just do your best to make it, you know, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, as I recently shared, you know, because before you know it, like you put one foot in front of the other, and then the days will become weeks, the weeks months, and the next thing you know, you're clocking years behind you. And the creature, even though it may be a loved one, like I understand, but the creature that's causing you so much anguish and pain, you don't even have to make an effort to release it. It will be released from you. As you go into yourself and heal the wounds from your life, you know, you suture them up, right? Go deep within yourself. You will emerge in ways that will surprise yourself. Do your shadow work.